All right, so I got some bad news on the Dolmar. So I have got parts scattered all through here, different cylinders and pistons and so forth. Let me kind of go over you what's going on here. So these Dolmars are known to have free-porting issues. And I've been kind of going through this, and I was thinking about, this is a 50 millimeter version. This is the cylinder I wanted to do up for, you know, a race saw, Dolmar type saw. But I discovered that, see, a gentleman at some point in time had done some porting on this cylinder, and they obviously did not know what they were doing, and they ended up grinding the bottom of the exhaust port, the wrong side. So no matter what I do, I will have at least 40 thousandths of free porting on this cylinder. There's no way I can fix that. So I'm going to call this cylinder junk. It's trash. You know what I mean? So it's going in the trash. That leaves me with two options. And that's without buying any more parts, because I already bought a piston and I don't want to buy more parts. Or I was going to avoid it at least. You still got the original 7300 cylinder, which is a little smaller displacement than I'd like, but I could do it. The thing is, the spacing, I would want to do it as a finger port build, and the spacing between the intake and the transfer, there isn't a whole lot of space there. So I was looking at the big bore cylinder. The space is plenty to throw finger ports in. I've been thinking about doing that. I'm thinking about just using what I got, because I have a brand spanking new top end. The problem is it's too large. This is the Dolmar 7900 big bore top end, and it's too large. It would not be eligible to race with because of its size. So right now I am thinking about building a play saw, something just to have fun with, which would be the big bore top end, which, you know, I could run this in the 100cc class. It's just because of the free porting issues and so forth, I don't think I could get enough performance out of it to really be competitive in the 100cc class. So I'm thinking about doing that top end, but doing it as an alcohol saw build just for play. No other reason but just for play. The other option is to continue with the 7300 top end, which I don't know if I could get finger ports in there because she's so tight. So it would probably just be kind of a basic port job on the 7300, or get a new cylinder for the 7900, the original 50 millimeter cylinder. But, you know, do I want to buy another cylinder? Or do I go with what I've got here, don't spend any money, and just move right into the build on the 7900 big bore top end, but do it as a saw for fun? You know what I mean? Turn it into an alcohol saw and all that stuff. I might even go as far as like say I do the alcohol build, I might do it as a long duration build and put an expansion chamber on it and do it that way. So I got some decisions here to make, and I'm leaning towards the play side of it, the toy saw. Just using what I got here, build it and turn it into something for fun, turn it into, you know, an alcohol saw and all that stuff. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. You tell me though. I want to know what you guys would like to see me to do. I could get another cylinder, so I would have to buy, you know, a 7900 cylinder, 50 millimeter, and then try to do the build that way. Or I could go another route with the big bore, or I could leave it with the 7300 top end and build it like that. You guys tell me which way you'd like me to go. But that's basically our options at this point. I don't think we're going to be able to continue with the original plan of having it as a race saw build though. I could always just use this piston and go with a typical build, but it would only ever be like a firewood saw. I don't think I'd ever be able to get race saw performance out of it using that piston. So, yeah, there's decisions to make here. You tell me what you think I should do with it. What do you think? What route should we go? Because if we don't use this for our race saw build, that means we're gonna find something else. Like this cylinder here, this is sitting here as a 48 millimeter 372 build, sitting over there that I was going to turn into a race saw for like the 65cc class. But now that I got that pulling going, I technically don't have to do this. I know I could turn that 372 onto a big bore and probably get more performance out of it than what I could get out of this Dolmar. You know what I mean? I can get the Dolmar to run good, but I'm limited on what I got to work with. And I'm pretty certain, like I'm almost 100% certain really, that I'll never be able to get it to the performance level that I would like it to be at for a race, which I think I could do better with a 372 big bore build. You know what I mean? Do I build a typical firewood saw that, a lot of people like to see the firewood saws because that's practical. That's real world practical, what you want to see, actually out there working. But if you think about it, I got saws for real world practical use. So, why not build something for play? My original plan was to eventually sell this thing. So if I do end up building it as an alcohol saw, who's going to buy it? An alcohol saw. My market is kind of limited in that area if I do that. There's a lot to think about here. You know what I mean? A lot of choices to be made. But right now I am leaning towards the big bore cylinder as an alcohol saw. Boy, decisions to make. Decisions. I'm leaning more towards a play saw. So you tell me what you think.